If you were to ask anyone that found my channel in the last 5 years, you'd probably have them say they know me because of Vinegar Syndrome or something along those lines. And right now, Vinegar Syndrome is having the Totally Rad sale. What exactly does that mean? Well, a lot of us guessed that Totally Rad meant that Rad, in some form or another, was coming back. Rad was one of their big titles and actually became this major turning point for Vinegar Syndrome. It changed, in some ways, the titles that they do and the way that they did things. So we're looking at the Totally Rad sale, and along with that, I'm going to show you, because I've been collecting Vinegar Syndrome since pretty early on. So they're talking about some stuff here, and I'm going to give you a look at some out of print titles that could possibly come back. But first, let's look at the sale here. Variety products will be discounted during this event, including releases and merchandising ranging from 10 to 75% off the SRP. We have special discounted sections of the site to browse. In addition to the items being discounted, we'll be launching a new batch of out-of-print titles each day. Now, you can only grab one of those titles. It's like one thing. We'll also be launching our September lineup of Vinegar Syndrome Plus partner label releases on Sunday, September the 1st, and VSMC promotions and more. September is my better half's birthday month, just to let you guys know. If you spend $500 or more, you will automatically receive access to a secret limited VSMC product. That's the Vinegar Syndrome Members Club that you will be able to redeem with a coupon code. If you spend $750 or more, you automatically receive access to an even more secret limited VSMC product, and you'll be able to redeem with coupon code. So what could it be? It could be movies, slipcovers, could be at $750, could be something even bigger. So not quite sure. Plus, our VS mobile app will have its own limited exclusive product available for purchase. So be sure to pop onto the app to see what's in store there. I never use the app, so that's a way to drive people towards the app. What are the out-of-print products that were mentioned? Out-of-print titles getting added during the sale are products that have sold out in the past that we have unearthed in our warehouse. This is due to a variety of reasons, from locating a forgotten box and back stock to going through returns and or damages that have been processed by our warehouse crew. Remember, the out-of-print sections will have products ranging in stock levels, be extremely limited. The entire collection will have a strict 1 unit per customer policy in place. Any orders that exceed this limit will have the extra item refunded in shipping, which is something Vinegar Syndrome does, and I really like. I don't think anybody should have to go out and buy 2 copies of a very limited release. All out-of-print sales are final during this event. So remember, if there's things that have, they said there's like nicks or damages, there could be nicks or damages. Will not be accepting refunds or cancelizations for these products. Will the September 1st launch be the same? Yep, it's going to be the same as always. 7 brand new Vinegar Syndrome titles plus the label releases. 19 part label releases, by the way. And Millicent will also have its own as well. They don't get a lot of love in the Millicent, actually. But looks like they're going to have some 50% off SRP, but there's not, unless they put a little more stuff on there, there's not a lot of stuff on the Millicent website that I'll be looking at. No free shipping on thresholds, there never is during sale. But with that being said, this is not what you came here. You came here to see out-of-print titles. So, in all honesty, let's dive over to those out-of-print titles. Amityville, the Cursed Collection, was the very first box set that Vinegar Syndrome put out. And it was actually fairly glorious. You could buy the films on their own. It had a really neat inside to it, almost like a Tales from the Dark Side type look to it. And what was included? Well, I already got those out for you guys. First off, there was Evil Escapes, which was an actual TV film, and a really good one, with a lot of fun. This one got Pixie jumping in for this one here. We also have Anvil 1992, It's About Time. Anvil, A New Generation. This is actually a pretty cool one. We get some decent cast members in this one here. And we also have right here Anvil Dollhouse, which is super cool, and we have Pixie there as well. So there we go. The next setup to look at is the Angel collection. The first film here, Angel, Avenging Angel showing on the back. And if you want to find out about the third film, well, you look secretly into the box right here. And there we see Mitzi Capture. There are 3 films in the collection. There's, of course, Angel with Donald Wilkes, which is a stone cold classic and a really cool character thriller. If you've never seen this film, it's really good, and it's not as sleazy as the tagline would make you think it is. Great cast. We got Donald Wilkes, we got Dick Shawn, Susan Tyrrell is fantastic, Cliff Gorman, the absolutely, utterly fantastic score that's on this one as well by Craig Safin, and just overall an amazing cast, just incredible people in there. And it sticks with part 2 as well, except part 2 takes the odd choice to go more away from the thriller aspect and more into almost hijinksy type of comedic ones. We get Rory Calhoun coming back, reprising his role, and Susan Tyrrell as well. And we also get Ozzie Davis in this one. And this time, it's not Donald Wilkes, it is Betsy Russell. And sure, you Saw guys, or guys that like the 80s, like sexploitation comedies, know all about Betsy Russell. This was one of her first early roles. Follow up the third one here, which is the final chapter. It's sort of is, and this one we get Mitzi Capture, and it goes back to the more serious, like kind of more actiony, serious notion, more thriller. With we got Maude Adams, the the stalwart when it comes to like soap operas at the time, and still to this very day, Ken Shriner, Richard Roundtree is in this as well. I really like this one. This one's really highly underrated. There was, however, a 4th film that was done, except it was a straight to, I think it was Showtime, TV pilot film, meant to do bring up an Angel TV series, which never happened, so that was never really included onto the Angel set. Let's look at some single releases that have gone out of print. I thought we'd start this section right here with out-of-print slipcovers, because Vinegar Cinema are very much known for their slips. I'm starting off with a 6th one that I recommend you pick up, that if you see it on sale, and then I'm going to go with ones I think are going to be the top 5 for people that are looking to get the older Vinegar Cinema slips. My Chauffeur is my personal pick if you see it on the sale. I don't think that this can do it justice, but the slip on this one is absolutely stunning and is definitely not to be missed. Also, it's a great film. But that was my pick. But let's go to the ones I think are probably going to be the ones that people will be extremely excited about in order. Number 5 is Pale Blood. Pale Blood is absolutely a gorgeous slip that you really have to see in person to understand exactly how good it is, but it's something that does stand out, and a lot of people were really peeved when they missed out on this one. So this is one I can see people getting excited about. As well as Blood Games, an absolutely gorgeous slipcover that I think would sell really quickly. So remember, all this out-of-print stuff is going to sell extremely quickly. You can bet if the lenticular for Demon Wind is brought back that this will sell out in a matter of minutes. And there are so many people that missed out on their earlier slipcovers, and this is one of those. But it wouldn't have started without the very first slipcover that Vinegar Cinema did, The Undertaker. And it's an excellent Joe Spinell film. It is a really uniquely different slipcover. It's never been one of my favorites, but a lot of people absolutely adore this one. And I think to have Vinegar Cinema's very first slipcover that they put out is something that a lot of people love to have in their collection. But I think the number one choice for a lot of people, even though the movie is readily accessible through MVD Rewind, would be having Jack Frost with the slip. The amount of people that missed out on this one is insane. And it's one that I really think would be something that would excite people. One that I got over there that I didn't bring down is also Psycho Cop Returns, which also has a really great slip. So there you go. These are my top 5 that I think people would be extremely excited about. Maybe Psycho Cop could surpass the Pale Blood, but either way, all of these here look great on a shelf. again, in order that I think they're going to excite people from 10 to 1, we'll start off with Cutting Class. The reason this is in 10th spot, even though this is an excellent film, is because when it did come out, it had like 5 slipcovers, and so I think this one is probably a little bit more readily available. But if not, it's a really fun little slasher that is a bit tongue-in-cheek, but it's one that I definitely recommend, and I put in 10th spot. Sticking on the slasher motif, Splatter University. And yes, that's Mick Kazan right there. So Elizabeth Caton. So really cool to see that. And well, she's not in the film. But it's a really cool, kind of tonally unusual film because it was shot as a. My cat's on my back. It was shot like kind of twice. Really, like it was shot and then they shot a second half of the film, so the tone is very different, but it's a really fun film and it's very nihilistic. In 8th place, we have Penitentiary. I do love the slipcover, so it'd be nice to see the slip come back. It is a great film. Jama Fanaka's original Penitentiary and Penitentiary 2 as well, by the way, is fantastic. Leon Isaac Kennedy is just incredible in this one here. This is from my youth. I used to rent this one on VHS all the time, as well as the sequel. In 7th place, we have The Caller with Malcolm McDowell and Madeline Smith. It's just one of those fantastic films and kind of like an acting tour de force. So if you like films that are really well acted and that have plots that I'm going to sit there right now, you won't guess the ending, you won't, then The Caller is one for you. Next up is Trip the Teacher. And this kind of shows you that Zalman King, aside from creating the Red Shoe Diaries, he can act as well. And he does a really good job as a really kind of like really slimy villain in this one here. It is such a good film. And the guy that made this, I don't think he went on to make anything else. I think this is his only film. Yeah, Earl Barton was the only film he ever made. And it's a shame. Next up is The Wonderful Incubus. Just one of those incredible films that has John Cassavetes in the lead. And if you've never seen this movie, go in as blind as you can. If you've read the book, don't expect it to be exactly like the book. They change some things, including the ending and who the incubus is. Then we've got Sudden Fury, Canadian thriller, and it's really, really good. This one is just a white knuckler, and it's very Canadian in many ways, including the way that this film ends. If you've never seen this one, I definitely recommend it, and we're up to our final 3. Next up is Rad. The sale is called Totally Rad, so you can expect to see this 4K Rad pop up during the sale, and it's a wonderfully glorious 4K, and it changed Vinegar Syndrome. You wouldn't think like a little like bike, BMX movie would change like the trajectory of a company, but it really, really did, and it's really interesting. I think one of these days there'll be a documentary on Vinegar Syndrome, there'll be a long section talking about what Rad did for the company. Next up, we have not one, but 2 releases. And here they are right here. They are 2 of the more out-of-print titles that I think people would be excited to see back because they've been out of print for so long. And they are by the same director. They're such fun films, too. They're such really fun, unique films. We have Hellbent right here, which is a great little film by Richard Casey, and we have his Whorehouse on Highway 5, which I think is just insane classic. But you don't want one, you want them both. And if you see these come into the sale, snap them up right away. And still with 2 films, but with one, we have right here, Blood Mania and Point of Terror. And this is so cool. So this is kind of like Pete Carpenter. He was I don't know, he's a bit of a singer. These were sort of, the early, this is Vinegar Syndrome doing the early, almost kind of ego-centric passion projects that will be done. But Blood Mania and Point of Terror are actually kind of cool. We got some really cool people show up in here, including Diane Thorne, herself. And this was a great little set. When this was initially done, it came with a TV version of both of the films, on a bonus DVD. And then eventually, when this one went out of print, we didn't get a standard edition. It was just gone. So seeing this one come back will be a bit of a shocker, but it'll be a really, really great thing to see. And there you go, 10 releases that I think would excite people and that people should pick up if they see them on.
Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed the video. And in case you didn't know, we have memberships now. So if you want to check that out, there is usually a link in the description box down below. I have to go and, well, do what Windigos do. Don't look it up.
Vinegar Cinema Archives, they just have so many great releases and so many that are out of print. Martial Law 1 and 2 right here. Necromancer. Yes, that is the girl from Splatter University, though not in the movie, just on the case. Spellcaster. Love this film. I think it's way highly underrated. LA Wars. Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death, which I did a review of with my better half. Hell Riders. And all of these, by the way, are hand numbered and come with a big poster. Savage Dawn. Voice Academy 1 to 3. I don't care what anybody says, I love these films. Rick Sloan's Magnum Opus. It was Voice Academy, not Hobgoblins. It was Voice Academy. Evil Town. And of course, do you like avocados? Savage Harbor. Now, otherwise known as Death Food. If these two specifically came back in stock, you can imagine there'd be so many people that would be freaking out trying to grab these as quickly as possible. Vinegar Cinema Archives are great releases. They're wonderfully hand numbered. They're wonderfully well done. Hard boxes. Love the way that these things are done. I just wish that I like the titles that are coming out in the VSAs now as much as I like these initial titles coming out here. Because as cheesy as some of this stuff is, I really did enjoy all of these here. And yes, that does mean Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death. I dug the hell out of that one. I think everybody would be really excited to see a lot of these early titles come back. So that was the top list, but that's not everything that's out of print. And there's stuff that I don't have in my collection. So let's look at some stuff here that are that's out of print that I recommend, that it wasn't on the top list, and that maybe ones I'm interested in grabbing myself as well. So let's just dive into it and look at it right now. I'm going from oldest to newest. And you can see there's 135 products in total that are now out of print. The first, of course, being the Massage Parlor Murders. Let's see if this is, yep, it is completely, totally out of print. And actually, I like this one. This was an early buy for me from Vinegar Syndrome. Not for everybody, but this is out of print because it has a 4K release. So I don't think anybody's going to be running to grab the original Massage Parlor Murders unless they're really a Vinegar Syndrome completionist. We have some of the Vinegar Syndrome early driving collections here. The Anonymous Psycho, The Lonely Sex, Suckers, Love Garden, and Dungeon of Harrow, Death by Invitation. These, I think, made it onto the 5 Films 5 Year set. So if you got those, you're probably not going to want that. Now, that's the other thing that I didn't mention, and I'll probably tag that on at the end. There were 4 sets for their 5th anniversary called 5 Films 5 Years. I'll show that after. Death Forest, Van Brokers is Sirio Santiago double feature, and it's not as sleazy as it seems, but it is 10 times more fun than it seems. This is a great one. Bloodthirst and the Thirsty Dead is one I did not get, and I am intrigued by that one. So seeing that one pop up would be really exciting for me. This is probably one of the rarest. The Jekyll High Portfolio Clockwork Blue, I think, only had a very small print run. And a lot of people will be excited to see the Blu-ray of that one, since both the DVD and the Blu-ray are long out of print. As is Judy and the Night Hustlers, and for Judy alone, that will be actually really intriguing. Lust for Freedom has gotten other releases, and I don't think anybody would be really stoked on that, though I do think that Runaway Nightmare Blu-ray would make people a bit excited. I have the DVD, and I don't think I'd upgrade to the Blue for that one. I think the DVD is just fine. If you're a fan of Mystery Science Theater, then when it came back, Cry Wilderness was one of the best episodes of Mystery Science Theater, but can you watch it without Mystery Science Theater rip tracking it? But it does include In Search of Bigfoot, which is a lot of fun as well. Murder on the Emerald Seas was part of the 5 films, 5 years. And we got some of these like more Marcia the Erotic Housewife for single swingers only in her odd taste, which films have done. Dave, this would be a lot of fun. The Mothers, which the DVD is out of print, as is the Blu-ray 5 films, 5 years. And this is a serious Santiago classic, which I recommend everybody who hasn't seen his work to start right here. Again, we have some of the more kind of like sexploitation stuff, a little Miss Innocence and Teenage Seductress, Super Soul Brother, Murderous Intent and Fright House. This one, guys, I don't even remember. So that is kind of insane. Here's one of the other really, really really hard to find was Execution Part 2, Frozen Scream. I'd love to have this. This is another one that had a very limited print run. I don't expect to see this come back. If it does, it'll be sold out in seconds. Cutthroats, a lot of fun. I just enjoyed. This is an X-rated film, but it is a film. Crypt of the Living Dead, House of the Living Dead. I think a lot of people would go for this one. I was able to grab this one when it came back during like an out of print stock one, and that was early on too. So I grabbed this one right away, and I love these type of films. Etiquette Picture stuff I don't see coming back. Though I would love to have American Dreamer, so that's actually a really nice one right there. Some of this DVD stuff could come back, but I don't see it doing extremely well, depending on what it is, really. Of course, all the Rudy Ray Moore stuff is gone, but it's stayed around for a long time, so I don't know if people, unless they're really new to Vinegar Cinema, are really going to be buying the Rudy Ray Moore stuff, because 9 chances out of 10, they already bought that. Along with, well, if they never got Candy, Tangerine Man, and Lady Coco, they really should. Same with Evil's the Night. This is a great one, and it fits in because it fits in with Evil Town, which is number 2 on the VSAs, and you saw it on my list. I listed these 2 right here, and I listed them for a reason. They're really excellent, like, fun films. I didn't get Death Row Game Show when it was in print, and I would love to see this one come back. Death Machines is so much fun. It's not at all what I thought it was going to be, and I ended up better than I thought it was going to be. All the Sins of Sodom is what I missed out on as well, that I would love to have. Specifically because it is by Joseph Sarno, and I like the Sarnos and their work. Don't answer the phone. I have the soundtrack, but I don't have the film. Malibu High, again, it's stayed around for a long time. It was a really, really good film. Nurse Sherry is, of course, on the Al Adamson box set. But if you want to have it, like, get the initial Vinegar Cinema release on its own, it's right there. You can see a lot of stuff that I recommended. Here's some stuff that I didn't put on my list that I really want to talk about right now. Here's Red Rose of Passion. It was part of the Vinegar Cinema Sinsploitation line. And the Sinsploitation line lasted for only 4 titles, and then it was gone. I have 3 of the 4. There's one that I'm missing. This is a great one, actually. This, again, is the Sarno work. Pickup I have, and it's a really cool one. Otherwise, it's just a fun title. This is one I'm missing, Andy Milligan's Seeds and Vapors. I know that this is on the Andy Milligan set, but I don't have that set yet. And it just bothers me that I don't have the Sinsploitation complete. Fugitive Girls is a lot of fun. Has this Lucifer's Women, Dr. Dracula. I didn't mention any of the Norman J. Warren ones, even though I probably should have, because they are now the sets out of print, but you can get like the single releases. But if you wanted that, like Prey is a great release from them. Sweetback was a great release. Shot had one of the best slipcovers, and it's a shame that I didn't mention it on the list of really wanted slipcovers. And Body Melt's one I've always wanted. I've only ever had this one actually on a screener that I bought from a video store that was going out of business. There's some great stuff here. The Killing Kind is a lot of fun. It's a great film. Beware My Brethren, I really haven't seen. That's one of my blind spots. I do always recommend stuff like There's Nothing Out There, Wacko. I like the This is a very meta kind of comedic one. Wacko was kind of over the top comedy, but I dig these. I dig these like comedy horror. I love when they get that balance right. They don't always do it, but when there's always like little. I find even with the ones that don't do it as well, I always have those moments of genius. Corruption of Chris Miller. I should have mentioned that on the list because this is a fantastic film, just utterly great. Grandma's House is really, really good too. In the Cold of Night. These three titles here, you can't go wrong. I love Less Than Dust. That was very fun. People went in expecting this to be more John Waters, I think, and that was the issue with that one. Again, a lot of good stuff that I've already mentioned here. Patty Hearst is a great film by Paul Schrader. I'm one of the people that actually liked Old Dracula. And I kind of bummed that I missed out on The Immortalizer because that was a title that people told me was a lot of fun that I just missed out on. Pandemonium, another one of the kind of the comedy horror ones that I think needs a reevaluation. For me specifically, actually. Rest in Pieces is Jose Alraz. You can see they got some of the Envil titles were separately put out there. Televised Terrors took so long to sell out that I do not see this coming back. And I unfortunately don't see them doing a volume 2, but I really wish they would. Scanner's Cop 1 and 2 as a set will be amazing. Champagne and Bullets, I think if this VSA came back, this would sell well. Same with Alley Cat. People found out about Alley Cat later on. It's a little cool picture. If the set came back, would that sell? It should. It's actually a really cool set. Sworn to Justice, again, is a fun one. Boggy Creek 2 was a lot of fun. Actually, I was kind of bummed to miss out on that one. And there we go. This is the all the out of print stuff for Vinegar Syndrome. And hopefully, by looking through this, and especially if the site's gone down for any length of time, don't know if it will or not, that just gone through these rules. That you'll be able to actually find something that you like. And if you're watching this right now, you can always stop anywhere. See the films, prices, see the possibilities. Because remember, the out of print thing is not the only thing on this sale, but right now it's the part of the sale that is exciting people so very, very much. Just so much goodness here, and I think we lost connection for a second there, so I do apologize. But hopefully, you guys got to see all this. But here we go.
Oh God! Subscription sloth here. Just want to remind you that I know in the summertime especially it can be super warm and lazy. But if you're liking this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to go that step further and join the Patreon, there's a link for that down below. You can super sticker, super chat, or donate. But above all, just lie back and enjoy the video, because that's what I'm going to do.